Good morning, folks. Just trying to get everything done here. There we go. So today I wasn't going to talk about this today. Well, I was had another talk planned, but I've been triggered by someone. So you know what it's going to be about? It's going to be about this bullshit that we're all experiencing this last fucking 18 months. But it's really fucked me off because the other day I got into a bit of a discussion, shall we say, with an old Karen who seemed to be pissed off at me for daring to walk through the mall without a mask on. Fuck the masks. I'm never going to wear a mask. I'm exempt anyway, but I don't give a fuck. It's just the principle for me. That's my personal choice. And I'm prepared to live with the consequences of my actions. Okay, so I'm not going to get the job. I'm refusing point blank. I'll die before I get the job. And that's my personal. If I die from the virus, well, I'm prepared to do that because it's been my decision to live like this and make those decisions, and that's got to live with the repercussions. But what really fucked me off with this Karen was she started slamming me for me not being prepared to wear a mask to help her be protected. But this girl was about 23 stone. She was a smoker. And she was clearly suffering from so much trauma and so much craziness from this last 18 months that she's literally not thinking straight. And I've been trying to say, like, the problem with what we're experiencing, we're all experiencing today, is simple. We're living in a world that is just full of unhealthy, overweight, traumatized people who don't know how to take responsibility for their own actions. They're expecting, we live in this woke society of leftist crazy liberals who are expecting everyone else to dance to the beat of their tune, regardless of what the people who are they're pissed off at want to think. If you want to get the job, if you want to wear a mask, if you want to believe in this craziness and it's all an actual virus and there's real risk and all, listen, that is 100% your decision. And you've got every right to decide that, and you've got every right to then live your life in a way that you believe will help you become better, help you stay alive, or whatever it is you want to do. But you cannot turn around and start demanding other people do things against their own will that they don't believe in just to make you feel safer. If you want to walk around the town or the city or wherever it is you work, that's fine. That's a decision you make. But if you don't feel safe doing it, then don't go into the place. Don't be trying to force other people to do things that are that they're against just to make you feel safer. You're not going to be safer. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen. No, the flu doesn't fucking discriminate. We've never done this for the flu. We've never done this for colds. We've never done this for anything. But yet, for some reason, this mainstream media of fucking like conditioning that's been bombarded with TV, radio, internet, papers, magazines, celebrities, influencers, they're all just fucking everywhere, shoving this same narrative down our throats. And it's got to the point, and listen, this is a plan. I don't care if you don't believe it. This is planned. Everyone, fuck, if you look back in history, it's just the exact same thing happening in a different era. The same principles are being applied. Goering fucking done it again. The Nazis. He totally said it, like how to do it in Nuremberg trials. How do you get people to convince them? I just told them a big enough lie often enough, and they eventually believed it. That is what's happening today, right now. I'm not saying it's up to you. There's a virus, there's not a virus, whatever. Most of you know my opinions. I'm not getting into that, and it's not about my opinion. It's about the state of society and how we're starting to hate each other for absolutely no other fucking reason than a plan that these people are putting in place. They're literally dividing us because they want us to be at each other's throats. Because we know, everyone knows, the governments that are in charge do not give a fuck about us. There's £1 billion missing for PPE gear that just did not appear. Why is no one cracking up about that? Because we're not told to crack up about that. There's so much shit that we're focusing on what they want us to focus on, and that is hating each other. Now, we've got friends and family who aren't even speaking to each other anymore over this bullshit. We're forgetting what it's like to be a human. And we're actually losing what it means to be a human, losing this connection we have with each other. And when we lose this connection with each other, it's so much easier to hate. And when you've got these two sides, one side's right, the other side's wrong, and you've got one side that's being validated, and they feel like, you know, when they want something, they're feeling traumatized, they're feeling a wee bit upset, they can write something and get lots of response. Like, we're both sides are actually in this echo chambers where we can say whatever we want and get validation from people who believe the similar to us. And it's causing this divide in society. I haven't seen anyone cracking up at others, but like, if you've lost, so I know someone who died in a car accident. Why are we not cracking up with people driving cars then? Because the reality is that if someone died, died in a car accident, it stands the reason that other people driving cars could cause accidents, could kill someone we love. So we might as well crack it up people for driving fucking cars. Or what about people who are smoking cigarettes? They're fucking putting us at risk of cancer. Why are we not shouting at them and fucking banning them and giving them a passport to fuck? Do you not see the madness in what's happening here? And we're all fighting with each other it's driving me insane. Like, I could not believe your woman started with me. Like, and if she had seen me, if she had met me pre-ayahuasca, I'd have probably buried her, because she was just a fucking cunt. Excuse my French. She was just an absolute, it melted me. Folks, we're all human beings. We're all worried. We're all frightened. We've all got concerns. None of us want to die, right? Prosec MMA, thank you very much. None of us are in a rush to die, but it seems to be a big part of society isn't in a rush to live either. We're being told we want we want our freedoms back. They want our freedoms back. Can you understand that language? Do we want our freedoms back? Who the fuck has the right to take our freedoms away? It's not freedom if it can be taken away from you. Prisoners lose their freedom. Prisoners do something wrong, they lose freedom, they go to prison, and their freedoms are removed. And then when they do their time, they serve the time, they get their freedoms back. The entire world is being told we can have our freedoms back if we do something. Folks, what the fuck? Like, we've avoided that. We were so hyper focused on this one topic that we forgot all the other things that are happening. Like, why is it not important? Like, I lost a personal friend recently. She was a member of this gym. She was a coach in the gym. She took her own life. She was made to isolate for 10 days, lost a lot of work. She had suffered from mental health. There was no fucking help for her. And she took her own life. But she took her own life because of the actions that's been happening from this bullshit. And there's fucking people dying of diseases and illnesses that could be cured, that are being denied the right to see a doctor because of this bullshit. There's people dying of cancers. There's preventable cancers, but they're not getting the treatment they need because the hospitals won't accept them. This is insanity, folks. This is absolute insanity. We know what's happening. We know there's loads of people being infected, even though they're double jabbed. And now we're being told there's another one needed, and you're going to need a passport. Like, we're literally experiencing what China has, the credit social system. No one's denying this, but we're step one of the fucking social credit system. On your phone, you've got a passport. You have to scan it. Do you get a green light or a red light? If I don't have it, I'm not going to get it either. I'll just not go to shops. I don't give a fuck. But that is step one of the social credit system. We are being told you can't get in here unless you have that. And look what happens. Look what's happened in China, and in Australia, whether this is true or not. Though I've heard a few of my friends tell me this, you have to send a photograph of your face every 15 fucking minutes, and then the cops can check where you fucking are, and if you're not where you're meant to be, they go and arrest you. What, folks? What's happening here is insanity. We're slowly getting our freedoms taken away. We're slowly being divided as a society. And this division is allowing this type of shit to happen. If you want to live in fear, and listen, if you genuinely have a fear of it, I accept that, right? Okay. You've had probably a different experience than I've had. I'm lucky. I haven't lost anyone to this illness yet. I haven't experienced anything bad. I haven't had it yet, touch wood. I haven't had illness. But guess what? I keep myself reasonably healthy. I eat reasonably well, maybe not. I could probably cut out the chocolate buttons. But I eat vegetables, I eat meat, I've went off a lot of meat and eating more vegetables. I walk the dog every day. I lift weights regularly. I socialize and I keep the people I want to be around I'm very careful who I choose to let myself be around, shall we say. It keeps my energy high. But this collective energy in the world, geez, I don't know whether it's just the ayahuasca's that open my fucking chakras or whatever the hell, but I can feel the negativity, the anger, the suppressed rage and hatred. It's just fucking everywhere. People are hating on each other. People are jumping out of the way of fellow human beings, scared to communicate with them, scared to talk to them, scared to touch them, scared to walk into a shop without fucking rubbing that liquid crap on your face and covering your face. And like, if I start to talk like this all day, could you fucking hear what I'm saying? You can't hear what I'm saying. And that's what I experience every fucking day. I can't hear a word people are saying. You've got glass screens. You go, what? And they can't hear. There's a disconnect in humanity. And people are so focused on this bollocks that we're actually forgetting what's happening because of this bullshit. We need to be able to have communication with each other. We need to be able to talk to each other. We need to accept that people are going to die. People have died from the day and hour man stepped the foot in this earth. People have died, and they're never going to stop dying. We're put on this earth to die, but we're put on this earth to live in between the birth and the death. But we've forgotten that. People are now just happy to sit in their house, avoid each other, avoid their friends, avoid families, avoid creating memories, be scared of everyone, be wary of everyone, listen to what the government tells us, listen to what the papers say, listen to what the media says, stay away from everything. That's not living, folks. That's existing. It's not even existing. It's just, you're just choosing to stay here until you die. Folks, fuck me. Like in Primal, I think there's been 3 or 4 people have had it in 18 months. That's an environment where we're sweating, where you're mixing weights, you're lifting it up. Like there's been we haven't done anything crazy to fucking like to sanitize the place the way everyone's going. I just went, no, it's if we're going to get it, we're going to get it. We can put hand sanitizer on if you want. You can wipe the things down. We've got wipes there to wipe the equipment down if you want, if you're not feeling safe. But to ask everyone else to step up and do exactly what you want in order to make you feel safe, folks, we can't do that. We have to accept that people want to live a life and people have the right to live a life. And we have a right to go and spend time with the people we want to spend and go to the places we want to go to. But this excuse is allowing people to go, yes, it's justifiable. It's not justifiable. If there was thousands of people dying in the streets, if the images that we were being shown in March 2020 from China was happening here, I could accept it, but it's not. We know it's manipulated. We know it's easily manipulated. And we don't care if you don't believe it. It is easily manipulated. It's shown it's easily manipulated. The PCR tests show how easy it is to manipulate. Just run the cycles higher, run the cycles lower, depending on what results you want. But we can't continue living or existing in this current reality. There has to be something done, and it's the masses. It's us. We are the ones that are going to decide whether we set the precedent and the foundations for our children to grow up in a world where they're not going to have a life at all, or do we do something and change it? Do we fucking start living again and not accepting the bullshit that's happening? Because I couldn't get over it. This conversation just came because Karen, an overweight, like hugely overweight Karen with cigarettes in her hand, screaming at me because I don't want to wear a mask. Fuck me. Like, just take responsibility for your own actions. See if you live in that much fear. If you're that worried about getting this illness, this virus, and you're 22 stone, and you're still ordering Domino's pizza, and you're still having 3 or 4 nights of beer, and you're still smoking 30, 40 a day, maybe you should fucking look at yourself before you blame other people. And that's the world we live in. It's easy to blame everyone else. And it's not easy to actually go in inside yourself and look inside yourself and go, where am I going wrong? Because this is where it all starts healing. This world heals when we fucking start healing ourselves. When we look at ourselves and go, what can I do personally to change this? And if we all done that, and stop blaming everyone else for wanting to live the life they want to live on their rules, well, this world would maybe be the way it is. We are here because we've been conditioned and it's been like made this way that we're against each other and we hate each other and we're not willing to go inside. Listen, I have been to the darkest places. My like anyone who knows me, and I'm pretty open about what I used to think about my suicidal attempts. I've done videos on it. If it wasn't for the likes of Gail, my fiance, who's an ex-girlfriend of mine, who helped me say a thing, Adam and Janice from the gym, my mum and dad, and other friends, I'd be dead probably. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't have done it. I don't know. But that moment, I felt like I was going to kill myself, and I had to go through the trouble and the pain and the trauma of dealing with my own internal thoughts to get me to the point where I feel the way I am today. I have never felt better in my life. This is the highest I've ever felt. I am a different person. And I do attribute it to the ayahuasca and the ceremonies done, and Joe and Roisin, Peter and Glenn and Colin and fucking Neve and all the ones down in that I. They're the ones that helped me. And my family and friends, obviously, but they're the ones that helped me get to a different place. But it took a lot of effort and it took a lot of pain. It took a lot of soul searching, and it took me to go inside myself and deal with the bullshit that I'd been telling myself that had dictated my actions for so many years. And it's the same as every single fucking one of you watching this. Every single one of you has got some sort of trauma inside you. Every single one of you is angry about something, or you haven't dealt with something inside yourself from a childhood, and it's affecting how you think and how you act today. And it's so much easier for people to just blame other people and continue eating the fucking McDonald's and using the food and using the drink and the drugs as an escapism to actually than it is actually to go inside yourself and deal with those problems. But when you do that, when we all have the strength and the ability to go inside ourselves, face our own demons, and put them to bed, then we'll see the world in a different light. Remember, the way we perceive the world is all built upon our perception of the world. It's all built upon our experiences, what we read, what we see, what we hear, what we believe, the people we hang about with, the environment we're in. That all dictates how we view the world. And if we continue to allow these screens that I've been talking to you on, and the TV screen and the papers, if we all allow them to continually tell us what to do, how to think, how to behave, then we're being manipulated, we're being conditioned, and we're never going to truly find ourselves. And it's so sad to see. I just see so many people walking about traumatized and hurting and feeling and pain. And you can see it's pain inside themselves, but they want to blame other people because it's easier to do so. That's not how this world is going to heal. This world is sick. The world is sick. We are part of the world. We've forgotten this, and it's really getting my tits up. I watched a show on Netflix, Everest, something that's a new documentary, and it was about the Sherpas wanting to clean Mount Everest. Do you know there's 100,000 pounds of rubbish on Mount Everest? This blew me fucking away. Like, that's like 45 tons of rubbish on Mount fucking Everest. Mount Everest. It's like fucking as high as planes fly. And human beings have somehow fucking got 100,000 pounds of rubbish up there. That shows you how fucked up we are. We are the cancer on this planet. And we're so I know it's crazy to ask fucking people who want to climb a mountain to bring the mountain, bring the fucking rubbish they brought up down with them. Like, that's just too hard. We'll just dump it there. But it just showed me, like, there's people, these Sherpas decided to risk it, and some of them actually did nearly die. It's an amazing show. Everest something, I can't remember. I'll put the name in the link on the thing. But it just showed me like how fucked up the world is, the humanity is, that we just don't care about the actual. We've forgotten this earth we're on. If it goes, we all go. But we're all focused on this virus, not realizing that we are destroying the fucking planet, and we're all destroying it. We're the ones. I'm talking to you on a mobile phone, I'm talking to an iPad, I'm talking to a computer. That is all fucking being powered by batteries that some child fucking in Congo has been digging. So we are all responsible. We're all responsible for the child slavery. We're all responsible for the sex slave industry. We're all these fucking the human trafficking. We're all responsible for that because we fund it by wanting the technology, but we just don't want to look at that. We don't want to admit that, and that's the fucking problem. When we're given the opportunity to be virtue signaling motherfuckers about this bullshit, and we're able to go on our internet and go, oh, we feel great about that, but we don't want to look down the deeper path and the deeper root of where the problems really lie. The problems lie within each and every single one of us. And when we understand that this world heals one person at a time, and that every one of us has got a personal responsibility to do what we can to help this world heal, instead of blaming others, this goes away. This hatred, this absolute blind hatred of other people that we don't know, it disappears. Because when we go inside ourselves and we realize that every one human being is also traumatized, is also suffering, and the way they're getting on is a byproduct of how they feel, then we can be more sympathetic towards why they're feeling that way. Like I said, I talked about this the other day, that fire ceremony we've done in the ayahuasca retreat twice, and like at the end of it, you hug each other, and you literally, like, the hug you feel from every single person in that group, even though you've only known them 3 days, it's as powerful as the hug from your mum when you fall and you're 6. It's genuinely, it shows you the connection human beings can have if we want to have it. But for some reason, we want to exist in this world of hatred. We want to exist in this planet where we just mistrust each other, blame everyone, hate each other for the color of their skin, their sex, their sexual preferences, their hair color, their belief in what they put in their body. There's always going to be some reason we blame other people, because we're always going to have this belief that we're right and everyone else is wrong. And it's not always the way. But anyway, sorry for that rant. I just had to, because it was really driving me insane. Monday, I'll talk about what I was going to talk about then. So have a good weekend, folks, and I'll speak